Hi folks, just a quick video. This one, if I was speaking to an evangelist about how to evangelize now, there'd be many things I'd talk about. I'd talk about the fact that, well, I'll ask the question, was Christ supposed to be the Lamb of God? Okay. The answer to that would be yes, so therefore hopefully the person would say yes to that. Yeah. Next question would be, what was the purpose of the lamb? I'd help that person to understand the purpose of the lamb. That the Jewish people before Christ, they would sacrifice a lamb on a yearly basis, and the blood of that lamb was taken to the Holy of Holies. Or it wasn't taken, it was they had a way of that blood going into the Holy of Holies, and all of that blood from the sacrifices of all the animals, and it was offered to the God. It was offered to God as a sacrifice for sins, and then God said yes or no to that. If he said no, the high priest died. Yeah. They had to put a string around the high priest when he went in, because if he died, they had to put him out. They couldn't go in, because if they went in, they would die. So they had to put him out. So, okay. That was in the Holy of Holies place. Only the high priest could go in there. There was a massive veil on that door, really, really thick, and from the top to the bottom, really, really thick. When I say really, really thick, yeah, it was. You know, how thick was it? I don't know. A meter, maybe, that thick. It was really strong, and yeah. Couldn't go through it unless you were the holy, holy person. So therefore, if the Lord was the Lamb of God, it means his blood covered all sin from the time that he died. All sin for everyone is covered. So okay. That's one of the first type of things I'll talk about. And also, that vow. That'd be the next thing. Matthew 27 verse 51 talks about that. That the vow was cut. It wasn't cut, it was torn from the top to the bottom when the Lord died. Why? Because it means now everyone can go in there. Everyone can go there. Because it means that the Father has never seen your sin. Because if the blood of the Lord has covered all sins, it means the Father has never seen any sin, because the blood of the Son of God is covering all sin. So it means you can go to the holy, holy, holy place. Well, hey, brilliant. So, okay, turn that. Because, yeah, in the past, the church was telling people that they are sinners. But that's not true at all. How can you tell people that they should see their sin if the Father has never seen your sin? Because when you go to the Father saying, I'm sorry about that sin, the Father says, excuse me, what sin? Are you mad? I've never seen you sinning, so therefore, what are you talking about? Therefore, just tell people why to pray. Why to pray? Because when you're saying sorry or repenting, then it's about turning around back to God. So therefore, just turn around back to God. That's the point of it. It's about turn around, put your back to the sins. Right? So to sin, you have to turn around and put your back to God. So therefore, repenting means you put your back to the sins. So therefore, you're facing now to who? God. That's the point. Okay? Good. So just tell them to turn around back to God. Okay? Don't worry about it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We all do wrong things. That's okay. It doesn't matter. God doesn't care. He doesn't. Because, okay, what was the reason that the Lord was a human? Why? And why he had to die? Why he had to die? There was a reason. Because of sin. Okay. What is the issue with sin? Because for the Jewish people, sin was in the way of relationship with God. Okay? Now, the reason why God created humans was because he wanted a relationship with his creation. And therefore, the most important thing is telling people God sent his son down because sin was in the way of relationship with him. Okay. So now sin is not in the way of relationship with him. That's the more... yeah, okay. There you go. That's the best thing to tell people. Tell them that God loves them. It's true. If you're telling people they're a sinner, most people have been told they're wrong, they're wrong, they're wrong. And most people have never been told they're loved. So start with that God loves them. Because what's more important? That you're a sinner or that God loves them? Don't talk about sin. Let God deal with it. Or when they go to a church, let the church help them to deal with it. Yes? Or give them a Bible for themselves. And let the Spirit lead them and help them to deal with their sins. Yeah? The first day you're telling them about God, be led by the Spirit when you actually tell them, because tell them the lovely things rather than, that if you don't believe, then when you die, you might be in hell. No, don't tell them that. Doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter is because if they don't believe, then it doesn't matter. They won't believe that, will they? And if they want to believe, then tell them God loves them. There you go. Don't tell them about hell. It doesn't matter. Trying to scare them for them to believe, no, that won't work. It won't. Tell them that God loves them. That will work better. Because most people have never been told that. So enjoy. I'll speak to you later. Bye.